change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to always reach my destination. A quote by Jimmy Dean. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Limitless edition. This season is filled with amazing conversation with outstanding children and young adults who have broken barriers to achieve potential and amazing heights of success. I'm your host, Keya Hatkar, also a young achiever, a national and global best-selling young author, a global disability and inclusion advocate, and 2025's Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar. Today we have with us Geet, a 17-year-old. She's a young Indian innovator and the Next Nebula founder. She's a UN Youth Delegate, MIT researcher, and award-winning scientist dedicated to advancing space education, astrophysics, governance, and meaningful global scientific change. So get ready for an epic episode. Welcome to the show, Geet.
Hi everyone, I'm Geet. I am 17 years old. Honored to be here today with Keya Hatkar, who is an inspiration to me as well. So thank you so much for inviting me over, Keya.
Thank you, Geet. It's such an honor to have a person like you on the show. So, Geet, you are a trailblazer in the space research and education field at such a young age. So, can you begin by introducing yourself and sharing how your fascination with space and physics and global impact first took place?
What inspired me to come into the space field was actually kind of a hilarious accidental story. I was around 5. I used to ask a lot of questions to my mom, my dad, and I had a doll. Her name was Dolly. I used to ask her a lot of questions like, hey, do you see the moon moving? We're in the car is going and the moon is coming with us. Like, do you see the star twinkling? And questions like that. Or like, if the earth is round, why don't we fall off the earth? So, I mean, at a young age, I used to be really curious and ask a lot of questions. And I guess those questions led me to where I am today. I remember being at a fair with my mom and my dad, and then they bought me an encyclopedia, space encyclopedia, and then I read it. It was actually the first space theme thing I ever had. So when I opened it, I explored it. And then I got to know, okay, the moon isn't moving. It's science, and like all the questions came to one point. It's science. So from there, I was like, okay, I need to know more. And then more questions arise, more answers came, and that is how I guess I entered the space field.
People always are so curious when they are young, and even if the question is, a little silly, it always sparks that sense of question in the environment around you. But asking questions is such a good thing because it keeps that curiosity self of you alive, and you're open to learning more. Yeah.
Exactly.
You never know, like those questions can lead you to becoming an amazing person like yourself.
Exactly. I never knew those questions that I asked myself and my doll and my parents at that age would get me here. I am as confused and thrilled as everyone else is.
Yeah. And, as you grow up, you find answers to the questions, and, you get more questions. Like the older ones, the questions are resolved, but, the ones that you come up with, they're are more matured, and it makes you get to know more about that field. Moving on, from founding the Next Nebula, attending NASA space camps on a full scholarship, what have been the most defining milestones of your journey so far, and which one has helped you become who you are today?
I am the founder of Next Nebula. And I as well as my team are trying to solve one problem, which is to make space education accessible and fun. Rockets are launching into space every day. New missions are happening and stuff like that. So the problem here arises is that space education is in today's time is either too complex, like research papers and like that, or too basic and too boring, like textbooks. So we are trying to solve that and empower young minds globally to get into what the future is, because this is the future. We are trying to create the explorers of tomorrow, or what we call the ETs. So yeah, apart from that, I was awarded a full scholarship last year to attend the NASA Space Camp in Huntsville, US. And later, I was awarded the Best Student Award there and became the first international student to do so. I was also ranked fourth national-wide at the National Science Competition out of 18,000 students and was awarded by the Russian cosmonauts. I am also finalist in the John Locke Institute Global Essay Prize, one of the biggest essay prize competitions in the world, out of 34,000 global entries, and was invited to London for the award ceremony alongside the former UK PM, Liz Truss. And I was also invited to speak at CNN News Shri Shakti panel for women as part of the Next Generation Sensation. I was also invited to speak at the United Nations Youth Forum 2025. And recently, actually just last week, I represented my startup Next Nebula at Famous, an international aerospace expo in Mexico. And I guess through workshops, research, writing, and global collaborations, I work to make STEM, space, and leadership more accessible for youth, especially girls.
I had, I took a bit of time to process all that. That is surely a lot. And I can only imagine how much hard work it must have taken to get all of those, the recognition and the awards. While you were speaking about Next Nebula, I had a question arise, which was, how can someone access a forum like that?
Next Nebula is a gamified space learning app. Well, currently it's a web app, so you can access it on the website. So in that, we've got currently, as we launched last week at Famous in Mexico, we have 4 modules and 25 lessons for now with animated videos, AR and VR activities in the end of each lesson. We're providing you with all the resources one needs to explore space. We're giving you an opportunity to explore space at your own pace. Because I went to Space Camp last year and I saw the way people learn there about space, about defense, about aerospace, about aviation, about programming and coding. So I was not everyone can access the space camp like I did. Even on scholarship, it can get really harder to just go there. Yeah. So I, as well as my teammates, we thought of one thing. Why not bring space education here at the person space?
Having something like that at your home, and you just have a device in front of you and you can explore. If you could share your screen and take us through the website.
This is our basically tagline: learn the future today and live on Earth, explore beyond. Because even the sky is not the limit. So we are a team of currently 5 people, 3 from Mexico and 2 from India. So here you can we have given you the entire how it works page. So you can know from scratch. You have to create an account on Next Nebula. The link is this, or just simply this button, try the app. You can create an app on Next Nebula, explore the modules and the AI tutor. It's Nebi. The name of the AI tutor is Nebi. It's also our logo. And you can complete the lessons, unlock badges and quizzes and other resources as well, and do AR activities, which is actually personally the most fun part of the entire app, in my opinion. You can try the app, leave us a feedback. We are always up for enhancing our application, and it's actually an app made by the students and for the students. We are focusing on gamified learning and we are rewarding you for learning. So yeah, try the app now. Live on Earth, explore beyond. This was such an unplanned pitch, but yeah, I'm glad. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to represent Next Nebula here.
If we had this known to, people, like personally to myself, then I would have benefited a lot from this because I do have, an interest in space and astronomy. And now that I know this, I think I will use the app and, tell others to as well. You have conducted research with MIT professors, ranked nationally in space science, and also contributed to space governance. So, what fuels your passion and drive, especially in moments when the road gets challenging or uncertain?
At the end of the day, it's never just about space or science or awards to me. It's actually about the people. That's what my mentor always used to remind me, that whatever you do, make sure it's for the welfare of the people of the world. And that actually stuck with me. It shaped everything. Like whether I am working on building Next Nebula, or writing essays on governance, or working on a recent AI tool to save water, it all comes back to that one goal, which is to help people live better, understand more, and feel less alone in this complicated world. Because I think we often separate science and humanity. Like science is cold and emotions are like messy, but to me they're connected. Science should serve people. Space should include people. Education should empower people. And so my impact, I just want to blur those lines, to be the bridge between brilliance and kindness, between the genius and the grounding. I want my work to reflect not just intelligence but intention. Like I want the farmer in a drought-hit village to benefit from something I helped build. I want the kid curious about stars to feel like the universe is speaking back to them. Like I hope I had such a resource when I was. That is the kind of impact I want. Quiet, wide, real, and rooted in the welfare of the people. Because in the end, if it's not making someone else's life better, what are we even doing it for? This is what like really runs me, drives me. Yeah.
What you said now is so wonderfully put together because there are some people that do work for their own benefit, but while you are doing what you're doing, if you are helping other people out, then I think we are going to make a better future for the generation that's going to come. And we have evolved a lot from, the 90s, the 80s, and the freedom that we have now. If we use it to our full potential and make better futures, then I think it's going to not only benefit us, but everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's affecting everyone. It's creating a positive impact for everyone. Then there's no better thing than that.
Yeah.
Because in the end, yeah, just as I said, if we're not doing something for someone to make someone else's life better, then I don't think there's any other benefit. What are we even doing it for then, if not for the welfare of the people around us?
Excellence seems to be a consistent thread in almost everything that you do. Like I have seen videos, I have gone through your social media handles, and I find what you're doing, like everything is being done with perfection. So how do you define excellence, like personally, and what are the habits or some mindset that help you strive every day?
Okay, so excellence. It's actually a word that gets thrown around a lot, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it's never been about medals or metrics. Excellence to me actually is a quiet promise I make to myself to show up with intention, to grow even when no one else is watching, and to stay true to who I am while reaching for who I could become. Because I think we often confuse excellence with perfection. But perfection is rigid, it's exhausting, and excellence is fluid, it's deeply personal. It's like It's the moment when you know you gave your best, your honest best, even if the world didn't clap for it. There were times when I'd stay up all rewriting the same essay. Actually, that's been half of my story. Rewriting, and rewriting, or preparing for a competition. Not for a prize, but because something in me just wouldn't let it be okayish. Because I don't want to be okayish. That feeling of pushing your boundaries, not out of pressure, but out of passion, that for me is excellence. And I strive for it by staying curious, by asking questions. It's a childhood habit, for real. By surrounding myself with people who inspire me to be better, kinder, sharper, and more grounded. It's not always about working harder. Sometimes it's just about listening more deeply, reflecting more honestly. Excellence is a mindset, a lifestyle, and not a destination. And the funny part is, the more you chase it for the right reasons, the more natural it starts to feel, like a second nature. So yeah, that is what excellence is to me.
Oh my God, I am getting awestruck by every answer you're giving because,
Oh my
like
God, thank you so much.
yeah, every word you're saying is like, it means so much. Like, excellence is a word that has a different definition for everyone. Like, for someone like me, it could be different. For a person who does a lot of physical work, it can be different. For a person like you, it can be different. Before getting to the end point of something, there are always a lot of hardships before that. You have nights which are terrifying, you have breakdowns, and it's just
Exhausting. Perfection, really, really exhausting. Excellence is just when you know you gave your honest best, even if the
yeah.
world didn't clap for it.
As someone who is shaping the future of space education and research, what are some of the big picture goals that you've set for yourself, and how do you plan on staying focused, organized, and continue pursuing them without getting diverted from your goal?
I am working on publishing my first ever research paper in astrophysics. It's really scary and exciting at the same time. It's something that I've poured a lot of heart into. I've been working on it for the past 10 months, and I want it to mean something, even if it's just one small step. I'm also giving my first SAT attempt next month, which honestly makes me nervous, but I'm putting in the work. And I'm like building something I really care about, my app, Next Nebula, which is all about making space education accessible and fun and inspiring for young readers and learners. The bigger picture is that by the next year, I'm going to be in a university. I want to personally pursue my higher education at MIT. Not because it sounds really impressive or because it's top, but it's because I genuinely see myself there doing research that matters. I want to build the next generation of telescopes. I want to work on space ethics, ask the hard questions no one is asking yet. Like, who gets to own the moon? How do we make space fair and sustainable? The kind of stuff. But more than anything, my goal is impact. I want to make science human. I want to take that kid in a tiny town who look up at the moon and wonders and make sure they know they're allowed to wonder. They belong in space. That the universe is theirs too. Because if I can be a part of building a world where more kids feel seen, heard, and inspired to dream bigger than their circumstances, then I've done something well. And I guess this is what fuels me. This is what keeps me online to work for my goals and not get distracted.
When a person sets the goals, it's not always that you might get 100% of what you asked for. We come to the end of this amazing podcast. Is there any message that you would like to leave with the young minds who look up to you? And is there any quote, maybe from science or philosophy or from your own journey, that reflects your belief system and vision?
Well, there are a lot of that I would like to share with the people who are inspired by me. Thank you so much. But for now, I would just say share one quote. I think I'd go with Carpe Diem, which is seize the day. It's like really simple, maybe even a little cliche, but for me personally, it holds weight, especially in a world that moves like so fast, so rapidly. Where we're always waiting for the perfect time, the right opportunity, or some green signal from the universe. But life doesn't always hand you a perfect moment. Sometimes you just have to take the imperfect one and make something out of it. That's what Carpe Diem reminds me. That every day is this small sacred chance to live a little braver, to say the things you've been holding in, to try, even if you're scared. It doesn't mean hustle nonstop. It means presence. It means courage. It means honoring the fact that you're here right now, and that's already enough to begin. So yeah, carpe diem. Not because every day will be perfect, but because every day is a chance, and sometimes that's all we need.
If I had to wrap up this podcast in one word, that would just be inspiring because conversation has truly made my day and it has opened my eyes, and I hope even to our listeners, into something that is positive and something that is gonna inspire many others to do things in the future. Thank you so much, Geet, for taking time out and to share your journey as an achiever with us. And you're definitely limitless, and I hope you do many more great things in the future. And to our listeners, if you loved today's episode, do remember to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell for more podcasts like this.